Hello friends and welcome to PilatesFusion here on my channel Marie Green Yoga, and today we are starting with our pelvic clock work and moving onward to some leg drops, and we bring back the block for our one leg drop, and we're going to move into some side body, some piriformis, and some rotators in general towards the end of this practice to prepare us in case you are weaving these practices of PilatesFusion with the yoga that I have every other class for the next, I believe we are on to like 24 more days of this or classes of this. So this is the 5th PilatesFusion. So welcome, and let's take a block and lay ourselves down onto our backs, please, and onto our mat. So take yourself down onto your back and press the feet and press the head down, lift the shoulder blades, check your sacrum. There is a natural opening into your lower back, and we'll take the block between the upper inner knees and squeeze the block, and start right here with hands next to the hips and come down to the tip of the tailbone using our lower abs, our abdominals, our core. We are leaving the glutes, hamstrings, and quads out, just the lower belly. And then we'll come to the 12 o'clock spot, which is the top center ridge of our sacrum, triangle bony part at the base of our spine. And then we'll go 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and wake up the ligaments, tendons, muscles, and lower abdominals, everything around the hips, and especially our lower backs. So there's a nice communication for our core work with our abdominals and with our sequence for today. And to make sure that we have open muscles to receive the work that we are doing. We started already. So here we are for our 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Lower abs, the space right below the belly button is like the epicenter of activity, of pulling into the center. And if you're like me, you might have some spontaneous adjustments into your SI joints or into your lower back. So we'll do another 8 right here to warm up our abdominals, and 7 more, and 6 more, making sure to just use the abdominals and leaving hamstrings, glutes, and quads out of the equation. And we'll do another 4 and another 3 and another 2 here, and then we'll have 1 more, and then we'll come back to neutral spine, and we'll come to 3 and 9 today, keeping the block so the knees stay straight up towards the sky. We squeeze the block and we use our lateral body, our obliques, transverse abdominals, and push, and in the ligaments and tendons, rotators. We use everything around our lower abs and our hips to move our hips from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, side to side, but the knees stay straight up. So it's not a windshield wiper or any sort of big leg movements. It's just in the hip region, our center station, our grounding cords, our hips, lower abs. We'll do another 8 and another 7 and another 6 here. You'll feel the side of the lower abs working here if you're giving it a good kind of chug to the side, activating the muscles. And another 4, another 3, and another 2. Make sure to squeeze that block, and last 1. And then from here, take the block behind the head, please, and take your right leg up to the sky and give your right leg a stretch. A few breaths here. We can flex and point to that right ankle. After squeezing that block, we make sure that our adductors and that our legs are getting a nice break and elongation before we continue on with our core. Switch sides, please. Left leg up to the sky, right leg forward, flex and point, and flex and point, and sacrum is down there might be a slight opening for the lower back. We'll do one more right here, and then we bring the knees into the chest and take our thumbs underneath our sacrum and helping our lower abdominals to activate even more and to have our lower abs pulled into the front of the spine, and the lower back, the 12 o'clock spot, is onto the mat. And then from here, both legs goes out and back in, just over the hips, just over our hip bones. You can floint, half flex, half point, or point your toes, what you feel comfortable with. But do your best to keep your feet and your knees together. Feet together, knees together. Hug the midline. Bring your knees in and extend back out. And the entire time we have the lower back into the mat. That 12 o'clock spot is very active. The spot below the belly button and to the front of the spine. We'll do another 8 here and another 7. Extend, extend, extend. And 6 more. Giving it a nice kind of hold out at the very extended tip of these, both legs extended. We'll do 2 more here and 1 more, and then we'll hold our legs here. Open the feet. So now we have Pilates V, and we have our heels together, and we'll tap the heels. And we'll tap the heels, and we have the lower back into the mat, and we tap the heels, and we tap the heels, and we're getting to activate the midline, a lot of the midline, all the way in towards the lower abs, middle. It goes all the way towards the sternum, the whole front plate. Let's do another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That was a little extra bonus. Bring the knees into the chest and give them a nice hug right here. And then we'll take our block and we'll return to our 1 leg extensions that we did in the previous class of this Pilates Fusion series. Take the block onto the right leg and the left hand onto the block, and the right arm comes over your head, and then we drop the left leg down and bring it back up and bring it down and back up, and inhale and exhale, pressing the block into the shin, like the peroneus, like the little bit of a lateral side of your shin. And we drop and lift, and we'll do our very best to keep the lower back plugged in, the 12 o'clock spot all plugged in. And we might not take our leg down very far at all. We might keep it up, making sure that we have support from our left side body to drop and lift the leg back up. Strong core. Let's do another 4 right here. Dropping and lifting and dropping it down and lifting, and 2 more, and drop and lift, and 1 more, and then we'll take and switch sides. Take the block over to the left side and find that center of the chin, and take your right hand onto your block, and then we point the toes and drop the right leg down and bringing it back up and dropping the right and back up. And the 12 o'clock spot is in towards the mat, and we inhale on the way down and exhale on the way up, keeping our core active for the entire movement with the leg. And inhale and exhale, pressing the hand into the block and the leg into the block. And we'll do another 8 here, dropping and lifting. It should be a nice feeling and like a responsive feeling in towards the right side of the waist, and probably in the left side as well. Let's do another 4 here, and another 3, and another 2, and 1 more. And then we'll bring our leg back up. Take the block behind the head, please, and bring your knees into the chest. And then take your feet on each side of the mat, arms to the side, and windshield wipe. And check in with the side of the waist. We're moving our way into pushing the carriage with our frog legs, feet together, and then we're going to have the knees to the side and moving a little bit more in towards the side, and obliques and rotators. So bring your legs together, take your thumbs again underneath your tip of the sacrum, so we have a little help to lift our lower abs and the seat, so we can connect into that 12 o'clock spot. Feet together, open your knees and open your feet, and then we're going to bring the knees in and keep the heels together and extend out. And knees brings in and extend all the way out, and knees towards the shoulders, and then we'll extend and squeeze the midline. Knees in and extend back out, and knees in and extend. Exhale on the way out, and inhale on the way in, and we'll keep on doing that. And inhale, and keeping our lower back into the mat and plugging in the front side into the front of the spine and engaging all of our abdominals, and especially lower part, obliques, transverse abdominals, the belly in general, all of it. How about another 8 here? I think we can do it. 8 more. Make sure to squeeze the inner thighs, inner knees as you extend out. Squeeze the legs and hold from the abdominals. And we'll do another 4 and another 3 here, and another 2. We're going to hold the legs out again at the very extended version. We're going to flex and point, and flex and point, and flex and point, and flex and point, and squeeze the abdominals, and squeeze the abdominals. We'll do another 8 here. I'm hoping you're feeling it. 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 more and 2. Last one. And we point and bring your feet together, and then knees into the chest and hugging the knees all the way in. And from here, take the block to the side. We're going to roll our way up and come over onto our left side and come onto our forearm. Bring your knees in towards the hip so that your knees is aligned, maybe even with the belly button all the way up. The right hand can stay down or take it behind your head, lift and pull the belly button in, lift your right leg up and tip your knee down and extend towards the back. And tipping your right knee down and extend to the back. Give your glutes, your rotators a nice big squeeze as you extend your leg all the way out. And we keep the upper body as still as we can so that we are isolating this move to glutes, rotators, side of our waist. And we'll keep it going, tipping and extending, and tipping and extending, and again. And we'll do another 8 here, tipping it down and extend back, and tipping it down and extending back. Give it a good squeeze at the very back. Organize our SI joints, our lower back, our support system of the hip. 4 more here, and another 3, and 2 more. And then we're going to hold the leg back up here and have it slightly behind you, flex and point for 10, and for 9, and for 8, and for 7, and for 6, and for 5, and for 4, and 3, and 2, And last one, and bring your leg back over your bottom leg. Make a fist out of your right hand and give yourself a little massage into your piriformis rotator junction. And come over to your second side. Right forearm onto the mat, parallel with the top of the mat, and bring your knees in so that you have your knees aligned with hips, maybe even up a little bit towards the belly button. Left hand behind the head, elbow up to the sky. Lift your left leg up, and then we'll tip the knee down and squeeze the leg slightly behind you, and tipping down and squeezing behind, keeping the right side body nice and lifted. Sometimes it wants to kind of dip on down, so we have to bring in our support system and lift right and left side evenly. And we're tipping the knee down and squeeze the glutes and rotators on the way back. Squeezing it and tipping down, and squeezing it and tipping down. And if you hear a clicking sound, it's my knee that loves to do that clicking sound. Maybe if we keep doing this enough, it will stop clicking. And let's do another 8 here. And squeezing it, and another 7, and another 6, and another 5. Keep it nice and strong. 4 more. Internal rotation and pushing it straight on back, diagonal back. 2 more. And then this next one, we're going to hold it at the back and point and flex, point and flex, and point and flex. And there is a slight burn into that left rotator gluteal area. And 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. And bringing the knee back over the knee, and take your fist and give yourself a little massage into your glutes and piriformis junction. And then come towards the middle front of your mat, middle back maybe. We're going to roll like a ball, and then we're going to come into a series of 5. So hands underneath your knees, bring your knees together and hug the front side, roll to the middle of the shoulder blades and back up. And this time we get to squeeze everything together, and rolling and rolling and rolling. And see if you can massage that spine by holding the front side and doing our best to roll through each and every vertebrae. How about 3 more? Squeezing the front side. 2 more. And 1 more. Now, if you would like to have your block, take your block behind the head. We're going to roll our way down for series of 5 with the left hand inside your right knee and the right hand outside, and we alternate. Double pulse and switch. Double pulse, 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 switch. 2 more. Double pulse, switch. Double pulse, switch. 1 more. And last one, right here, both knees in, hands around the ankles, squeeze all the air out, tighten up the belly, and inhale, extend out, double knee extensions, exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and 1 more, exhale, and inhale, single leg extensions, keeping it to 5, and double pulse with the legs doing the work from the help of the core. And we have 2 more. Let's do 2 more. And let's do 1 more. And then we have both legs up, hands behind the head, leg drops, drop it down, bring it back up, and drop, and bring it back up, and drop, and back up, and drop, and back up, and inhale, and exhale. Last one, drop and back up. Bend the knees, bicycle. We'll keep on bicycling for 10. We start the counting right here. 10 and 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Bring your knees in, head to the floor. Whether you did it with a block for the head or without, it sure is always felt. Take your feet flat onto the mat. One more exercise for our side body, and then we're going to move in to yoga practice, which is the next video after this, which is side angle. So we need a little extra side body buffer. Take your right ankle over your left knee. Bring your left ankle so that it's underneath your left knee. Press the head and then long arms. This time around, sacrum is on the mat, lower back is slightly lifted. And we're going to use the power of our left glutes and lift up and down. And lifting and lowering. And lifting and lowering. And the right leg is pretty much passive. This is the opportunity to reset the right outer hip, or the right hip in general, like the whole hip socket, because we get to have the stability onto the left side, and the right side gets to be passive and have a chance to adjust should it need it to, for more harmonious and great feelings in the hip. How about 4 more here? These ones are hard. 4 more and 3 more and 2 more. And last one, hold it up and pulse. Take it to the max and pulse and pulse. Squeeze your left glute. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it back down. Oh, and switch to the second side. Feet together. Take a little pause. Left ankle over your right knee. Make sure that your ankle and your foot is in a good position to lift and lower. Maybe we have different feelings in our hips and it feels differently. So lift it to where it feels good for you to lift. Here we go. Lifting and lowering. And lifting and lowering. And lift and lower. Activate the right hip, glute, lower abs. And have a passive left leg within reason. It is stabilizing onto the knee, but it is not lifting. The right side is lifting. And the left side of the hip, lower back area has a chance to adjust, maybe micro adjusting. Just do 8 more and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 more and 3 more and 2 more. And hold it up here and pulse it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And bring it back down. Oh, take your feet each side of the mat, arms to the side, windshield wiper, knees side to side to side, and side to side to side. And then we'll end today with a block between the inner knees and chest lifts to bring everything back into its front and back side and hugging into the midline. Take your block or anything that you can squeeze between the knees for stability, to keep the knees straight up and also to help us to hold the midline. Let's do 20 chest lifts. Take yourself into 12 o'clock spot, lower back on the mat, elbows slightly up, chin in, and we lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower, and exhale on the way up and inhale on the way down. Contract on the way up and hold on to the muscles as you lengthen away. Lots of things to think about. exhale and inhale. Squeeze the block. 10 more here. And 9. And exhale and hold on and lengthen. 7 more. And 6. And 5. Tuck your chin in if it wants to lead the way. 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1 more. And then we hold it up and do our last pulses here. And we pulse and we lift the shoulder blades off of the mat and we squeeze the block and we pulse for 20. And we keep on pulsing. 12 o'clock spot is into the mat. 15 more, give or take. And we keep on going. 10 more. And another 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And bring it all the way back down. Take the block to the side. Hook your hands over your head. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms, stretch your right side, your left side. Do a little shimmying. And knees to the chest, hands underneath the knees. Let's roll on up and take a seat together. And I want to thank you for joining me for this Pilates Fusion session. I hope you have a little buzzing in the side of the hips and that you're feeling your abdominals and that they have worked and built maybe some new muscle fibers or activated something that keeps us a little bit stronger and more plugged into the midline. Thank you. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That would help the algorithm with all of this. I'm supposed to say things like this. And I'm just very happy that you're here. And I'll see you in the very next video. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you.